What if the secret to lasting health wasn't hidden in a laboratory, but whispered through the leaves of ancient trees and the roots of monastery gardens? For centuries, humanity has searched for the elusive elixir of life, a cure-all potion to banish disease, extend youth, and keep the mind razor sharp. Billions have been spent chasing this dream in gleaming labs and pharmaceutical factories, but what if the answer was never locked behind a patent or bottled in a pill? What if the true path to vibrant health has always existed quietly in the untouched corners of nature? The Buddha once said, "To keep the body in good health is a duty, otherwise we shall not be able to keep our mind strong and clear." This isn't just ancient poetry, it's a foundational truth, a guiding principle embraced by monks and healers across countless generations. Long before modern science confirmed the intimate connection between the body and mind, monks lived it daily. They understood that mental clarity and physical vitality are not separate pursuits. They are intertwined threads of the same tapestry. Rather than relying on synthetic cures or short-term fixes, Buddhist monks turned inward to the earth itself. In the gardens of monasteries and the dense forests surrounding them, they discovered nature's pharmacy. Every root, leaf, and mushroom wasn't just food or decoration, it was medicine. More than that, it was a living teacher. These plants carried stories, knowledge, and healing wisdom passed down not just through words, but through experience. Imagine a life where energy doesn't come from a shot of espresso, but from deep, sustained vitality. Where focus isn't forced by chemicals, but gently awakened by herbs that have supported meditative minds for thousands of years. Where the immune system isn't something to defend in crisis, but something cultivated daily, fortified by time-tested botanicals once used to help monks endure harsh winters and long contemplative retreats in the mountains. This isn't some romantic fantasy. It's the world of Buddhist herbalism, a tradition of healing so refined and holistic that its practitioners often lived beyond 100 years, their minds as clear and steady as the mountain streams beside their temples. In a world spinning faster every day, perhaps it's time to slow down and listen to the plants, to the earth, to the wisdom that's been here all along. They weren't just treating symptoms, they were nurturing vitality at its very core. To the monks of old, true healing was never about masking pain or managing disease. It was about creating harmony within, cultivating energy, clarity, and resilience from the roots upward. And the most surprising truth? This ancient wisdom wasn't locked away in remote caves or reserved only for the ascetic elite. It was always meant to be shared, open to anyone seeking a more balanced, vibrant, and awakened life. Today, in a world overflowing with quick fixes and pharmaceutical promises, this tradition invites us to return to something simpler, yet profoundly more powerful: the healing gifts of the natural world. On this journey, we'll explore 5 legendary herbs, treasures of Buddhist herbalism, each one a masterpiece from nature's own apothecary. These are not dusty relics of a bygone era, they are living medicines, as vital and relevant today as they were centuries ago in the silent corridors of mountain monasteries. 1. The Silent Cleanser. A potent blood purifier and nature's original antibiotic, this herb moves quietly through the body, reversing inflammation at its source. No harsh chemicals, no side effects, just deep cellular restoration. 2. The Mind-Sharpening Tonic. Long before neuroscience confirmed it, monks revered this herb for its ability to enhance memory, sharpen focus, and clear mental fog. It doesn't just support the brain, it trains it to thrive. 3. The Energy Equalizer, not a stimulant, but a balancer. This herb helps the body adapt to stress, delivering calm, steady energy without the spikes and crashes of modern caffeine-driven life. The Inner Cleanser. Working deep within, this gentle detoxifier purifies the liver, kidneys, and blood, supporting the body's natural aging defenses and leaving a sense of lightness and clarity in its wake. The immune architect, more than a defender against illness, this herb fortifies your body's entire immune intelligence, building a system so resilient that common ailments barely stand a chance. Modern science is just beginning to catch up. Now, peer-reviewed studies confirm what monks once discovered through centuries of observation, intuition, and experience. We know turmeric's curcumin reduces inflammation. Lion's mane stimulates neuron growth. Reishi mushrooms modulate stress hormones and support deep rest. But the monks didn't need microscopes or double-blind trials to validate what they knew in their bones. They lived the results: long lives, clear minds, and peaceful hearts. And now their wisdom is being rediscovered, not to replace modern medicine, but to complement it, offering a timeless path toward true vitality, one herb, one breath, one mindful step at a time. Hermits in the Himalayas, Zen masters in Japan, forest monks in Thailand, though separated by geography and tradition, they shared one vital thread: a sacred relationship with the natural world. For them, nature was not a last resort, but the first and finest form of healthcare. When their bodies ached or their minds wandered, they didn't reach for pills or potions. They turned to roots, leaves, and fungi. They sought balance, not just in body, but in spirit, in rhythm with the earth itself. So why have we forgotten this? Why do we continue to chase fleeting solutions, temporary fixes wrapped in shiny packaging and hollow promises? Perhaps it's because we've been conditioned to look outward, to see health as something we buy, something external, something separate from who we are. But the monks knew better. They understood a truth that modern wellness culture is only beginning to rediscover: that real healing is quiet, slow, and deeply personal. It doesn't scream for attention. It whispers gently through a morning cup of tea, a daily tonic, a moment of stillness. These aren't grand gestures. They're rituals, small, sacred acts that align us with the natural order. And over time, they become transformative. They don't just suppress symptoms, they nourish vitality. They awaken the body's innate intelligence. They remind us that we are not machines to be fixed, but living ecosystems to be tended. This is your invitation to step off the treadmill of quick fixes, to return to a slower, older, wiser path, to rediscover that the vitality you've been searching for isn't found in a synthetic compound, but has been growing all along in the wild, in the soil, in the quiet wisdom of plants. By the end of this journey, you won't just walk away with a list of herbs. You'll walk away with a new perspective, a reorientation toward health as a natural state, not a constant struggle. You'll come to see your body not as something broken to be repaired, but as something intelligent, resilient, and deeply connected to the earth. So take a slow breath. Let go of what you think you know and walk with me through forests, through temple gardens, through time. Let's listen to the whispering wisdom of the monks, the plants, and the living earth itself. And here, the connection between Buddhism and herbal medicine becomes even more profound. Picture this: a Buddhist monk sits in meditation, still as a mountain, unmoving for hours. His breath is steady, his mind is clear. To the untrained eye, it seems like a feat of pure discipline, sheer willpower. But what if there's more to it? What if this mental clarity isn't just the result of practice, but also of preparation? What if his ability to sustain deep focus is supported by a finely tuned body, nourished by calming herbs, brain-boosting tonics, and daily rituals that balance the nervous system? This is the forgotten foundation of Buddhist herbalism. These monks weren't just spiritual seekers, they were botanists, healers, and stewards of ancient plant wisdom. Their stillness was supported by herbs that calmed the mind without sedation. Their stamina was sustained by adaptogens that nourished rather than depleted. Their resilience was rooted in a deep, harmonious relationship with the natural world. In their world, physical and spiritual health were never separate pursuits. They were one and the same. And now, in your world, they can be again. The truth is, ancient Buddhist tradition has always known what modern science is only beginning to prove. The mind and body are not separate. They are one integrated, interdependent system. You cannot cultivate deep peace in a body that is inflamed, exhausted, or depleted. And you cannot sustain physical health in a mind that is anxious, scattered, or overwhelmed. For over 2,500 years, monks have understood this. They didn't achieve their legendary focus, resilience, and longevity through meditation alone. Their path was holistic. They turned again and again to the earth itself, using the healing intelligence of plants to strengthen their bodies, sharpen their minds, and fuel their spiritual practices across entire lifetimes. This isn't mythology. It's not some hidden esoteric secret passed through whispers in mountaintop temples. It's a practical, time-tested system, refined through centuries of careful observation, trial and error, and lived experience. And what's most astonishing, it still works today, just as powerfully, just as precisely, as it did in the Buddha's time. Why Buddhism teaches that health is spiritual. Too often, we think of health and spirituality as two separate pursuits, one rooted in the body, the other in the soul. But in Buddhism, they are inseparable. The Buddha's teachings were never just about abstract ideas. They were intensely practical, rooted in everyday life, designed to help real people deal with real suffering. He didn't just speak of nirvana, he spoke of digestion, of energy, of sleep, of the body as a vessel for awakening. One of his most striking teachings was this: without health, life is not life. It is only a state of suffering. Let that settle for a moment. If you're chronically tired, if your gut is imbalanced, if your mind is foggy and your nerves frayed, how can you meditate? How can you be fully present? How can you feel joy, let alone pursue enlightenment? You can't. And that's the point. This is why monks have always treated their bodies with the same reverence they give their minds. They don't just sit on cushions for hours and hope clarity comes. They prepare for it. They cultivate it. They support it through clean foods, sacred rituals, and herbal allies grown in temple gardens and mountain forests. These aren't just supplements, they are spiritual tools. Herbs that increase prana, balance chi, and nourish the subtle body. Tonics that protect from illness, yes. But also awaken perception, ground the nervous system, and keep the channels of consciousness open and flowing. Because monks know, a weak, inflamed, or toxic body dulls the mind. But a strong, clean, balanced body becomes the very foundation for unshakable clarity. And when body and mind are aligned, something extraordinary happens. Awareness deepens, insight sharpens, stillness becomes effortless. Spiritual practice ceases to be a struggle and becomes a state of being. The monastery medicine cabinet. Walk into any traditional Buddhist monastery, whether nestled in the Himalayas, hidden in the jungles of Thailand, or perched on a misty Japanese mountainside, and you'll find something fascinating: herb gardens. Monks don't just pray, they grow, harvest, and prepare their own medicines. Why? Because they understand something modern medicine often overlooks. Healing isn't just about fighting sickness, it's about creating health. For example, in Tibet, monks drink butter tea infused with potent herbs like cordyceps and rhodiola, allowing them to thrive in freezing temperatures and oxygen-thin altitudes. In Thailand, temple healers use holy basil, Tulsi, to purify the blood and calm the mind before long hours of meditation. In China, Zen masters brew Reishi mushroom tea to strengthen immunity and deepen concentration, calling it the herb of spiritual potency. The three big reasons Buddhists use herbs: 1, to balance the body's energy. Buddhists believe that sickness begins when the body's vital energy, known as qi, prana, or ki, becomes blocked or depleted. Herbs like ginger, ginseng, and astragalus work to restore this flow, strengthening resilience from within. 2, to purify the mind. Ever tried meditating with a headache or when you're exhausted? It's nearly impossible. Herbs like Gotu Kola, called the brain herb, and turmeric don't just reduce brain fog, they enhance memory, focus, and even neuroplasticity, making deep meditation effortless. 3. To live longer and better. Monks don't just seek longevity, they seek vitality. Herbs like reishi and ashwagandha slow cellular aging, repair DNA damage, and keep them active well past 100. It's not about adding years to life, but life to years. Real-life applications, how this can help you. You don't need to be a monk to benefit from these ancient secrets. Here's how Buddhist herbalism can transform your daily life. Stressed? Swap coffee for Tulsi holy basil tea. It soothes nerves without the crash. Can't focus? Gotu Kola sharpens memory and mental clarity, just as it has for meditators for millennia. Always tired? Ginseng isn't just for monks, it's nature's ultimate energy tonic, sustaining stamina without artificial stimulation. The shocking truth about modern medicine versus ancient herbs. Here's the problem with pharmaceuticals. They mask symptoms without healing the root cause. Painkillers hide pain. Sleeping pills force unconsciousness. Antidepressants alter brain chemistry, but they don't fix the underlying imbalance. Buddhist herbs work differently. They don't just silence symptoms, they restore balance. Turmeric doesn't just reduce inflammation, it repairs cells at a molecular level. Reishi doesn't just help you sleep, it recalibrates your nervous system for lasting calm. Ginseng doesn't just give a quick energy boost, it rebuilds your body's natural vitality. A simple experiment you can try tonight. Replace your usual bedtime scrolling with this monk-approved ritual. 1. Brew a cup of chamomile or reishi tea. 2. Sit quietly for 5 minutes, breathing deeply. Notice how much faster your mind relaxes compared to staring at a screen. This is the power of combining herbs with mindfulness, a practice refined over centuries. Buddhism doesn't see herbs as alternative medicine. They're essential medicine, part of a holistic system that cultivates radiant health from the inside out. In the next sections, we'll explore the top 5 herbs you can start using today. These aren't just plants, they're your allies for energy, clarity, and longevity. The monks have known this for centuries. Now, it's your turn. Herb 1, turmeric, the golden healer. Imagine a root so radiant, so steeped in ancient wisdom that it has been cherished for thousands of years, not just as a spice, but as a sacred healer. Turmeric, with its deep golden hue, is far more than a kitchen staple. In the quiet monasteries of Asia, where monks dedicate their lives to mindfulness and longevity, turmeric is revered as a symbol of purity, vitality, and even spiritual protection. Its story is woven into the fabric of traditional medicine, Ayurveda, and Buddhist healing practices, where it has been used to cleanse the body, sharpen the mind, and nurture the soul. A sacred root with ancient roots. Long before modern science began uncovering its benefits, turmeric was already a cornerstone of holistic health. Buddhist monks, who rely on natural remedies to maintain their physical and mental resilience, have long turned to this golden root for its anti-inflammatory and detoxifying properties. In their tradition, turmeric is not just consumed, it is honored. It is used in rituals, offered in ceremonies, and even applied as a paste during meditation to purify the body and awaken clarity. The monks understood something that science is now confirming. Turmeric is one of nature's most potent healers. The science behind the golden miracle. At the heart of turmeric's power lies curcumin, the bioactive compound responsible for its vibrant color and extraordinary health benefits. Modern research has revealed that curcumin is a powerful antioxidant and anti-inflammatory agent, capable of neutralizing free radicals, those unstable molecules that accelerate aging and contribute to chronic disease. Studies suggest that curcumin may support brain health by boosting levels of BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, a protein that encourages the growth of new neurons and protects against cognitive decline. It's no wonder that in traditional practices, turmeric was believed to enhance mental clarity. Science now shows it may help guard against conditions like Alzheimer's and depression. But the benefits don't stop there. Turmeric has been shown to ease joint pain and stiffness, making it a natural ally for those with arthritis or inflammation. Support digestion by stimulating bile production, helping the body break down fats and absorb nutrients. Promote heart health by improving endothelial function, the lining of blood vessels that regulates blood pressure and circulation. Boost immunity through its antimicrobial and antiviral properties, something monks have relied on for centuries during seasonal changes. How Buddhist monks harness turmeric's power. Monks have perfected the art of using turmeric in ways that maximize its healing potential. Unlike the quick sprinkle of powder we might add to a curry, their methods are intentional, designed to extract the fullest benefits. Here are a few traditional preparations. 1. Turmeric tea, haldi ka tea, a simple yet profound remedy. Monks brew fresh or dried turmeric root into a tea, often combined with ginger, black pepper, which enhances curcumin absorption, and raw honey. This soothing drink is consumed daily to reduce inflammation, aid digestion, and promote calm focus. 2. Medicated turmeric oils. In some traditions, turmeric is infused into sesame or coconut oil and applied topically. This golden oil is massaged into joints to relieve pain or onto the forehead to soothe headaches and enhance meditation. 3. Turmeric paste for ritual and healing. A thick paste made from fresh turmeric, water, and sometimes neem or sandalwood is used in purification rituals. Monks apply it to the skin before meditation, believing it clears energetic blockages and sharpens awareness. Golden milk, perhaps the most beloved preparation. Golden milk combines turmeric with warm milk, often coconut or almond, cinnamon, and a touch of ghee. Monks drink this before sleep to nourish the nervous system and promote deep rest. Bringing turmeric into your daily life? You don't need to live in a monastery to benefit from turmeric's magic. Here's how to integrate it mindfully. Start your morning with golden water. A pinch of turmeric in warm water with lemon kickstarts digestion and gently detoxifies the liver. Cook with black pepper and healthy fats. Since curcumin is fat-soluble and better absorbed with piperine, found in black pepper, always pair it with a healthy fat like olive oil or coconut milk. Try a weekly turmeric fast. Some monks dedicate one day a week to consuming only turmeric-infused broths and teas, allowing the body to reset and heal. A final reflection. More than a spice, turmeric's brilliance lies not just in its biochemical properties, but in its legacy, a bridge between ancient wisdom and modern science. It reminds us that healing is often found not in complex synthetics, but in the roots, the earth, the traditions passed down through generations. As you incorporate turmeric into your life, do so with reverence. Let it be more than a supplement. Let it be a daily ritual, a small act of returning to what is simple, natural, and profoundly nourishing. In the words of an old Buddhist proverb, the body is a temple, and the herbs of the earth are its sacred offerings. Turmeric, the golden healer, is one of the most radiant gifts nature has given us. May we use it wisely. Herb 2. Holy basil, Tulsi, the queen of herbs. There is a plant so revered, so deeply intertwined with spiritual tradition, that it is considered a living embodiment of divine grace, holy basil, or Tulsi. It is not merely an herb, it is a sacred presence. Walk through the gardens of Buddhist temples in India, Thailand, or Sri Lanka, and you will find Tulsi growing in carefully tended plots, its fragrant leaves shimmering in the sunlight. For centuries, monks have cherished this plant, not only for its medicinal properties but for its ability to purify the air, the body, and even the mind. In Ayurveda, it is known as the incomparable One. Modern science now confirms what ancient healers have always known. Tulsi is a powerhouse of healing, resilience, and tranquility, a plant wrapped in sacred legend. To understand Tulsi's significance, we must step into the realm of myth and tradition. In Hinduism, Tulsi is regarded as an earthly manifestation of the goddess Lakshmi, the deity of abundance and well-being. Buddhist monks, while not engaging in deity worship, honor Tulsi for its purifying qualities, both physically and spiritually. It is said that where Tulsi grows, negative energies cannot thrive. Monks often place pots of Tulsi near meditation halls, believing its essence clears the mind and invites clarity. But beyond legend, Tulsi has been a practical healer for millennia. Ancient texts describe its use in treating everything from fevers to heart disease, from respiratory infections to emotional unrest. And today, in a world where stress and environmental toxins burden our systems more than ever, Tulsi emerges as a gentle yet potent ally. The science of Tulsi, nature's adaptogen. Modern research has unveiled Tulsi as one of the most powerful adaptogens, a class of herbs that help the body adapt to stress, restore balance, and protect against disease. Unlike stimulants that force the body into action, adaptogens work intelligently, modulating our stress response without overstimulation. Here's what studies reveal about Tulsi's extraordinary benefits: stress and anxiety relief. Cortisol, the body's primary stress hormone, can wreak havoc when chronically elevated. Tulsi has been shown to lower cortisol levels, promoting a sense of calm without sedation. It does this by supporting adrenal function, making it ideal for those who feel perpetually drained by modern life. Natural antidepressant. Research suggests that Tulsi enhances serotonin and dopamine activity in the brain, offering a mood-stabilizing effect comparable to some pharmaceuticals, but without side effects. Monks have long sipped Tulsi tea before meditation to quiet mental chatter and cultivate inner peace. Immune booster, rich in eugenol, rosmarinic acid, and antioxidants, Tulsi combats infections, reduces inflammation, and strengthens the body's defenses. During flu season, monks increase their intake to ward off illness. Respiratory healer, its expectorant properties make it exceptional for lung health, clearing congestion, and even helping with allergies or asthma. Detoxification. Tulsi supports liver function and helps neutralize environmental pollutants, a necessity in today's toxin-laden world. How monks use Tulsi, rituals and remedies. In monastic traditions, Tulsi is never consumed carelessly. Every preparation is a mindful act, emerging from healing and reverence. Here are the ways monks harness its power. 1. Tulsi tea, the elixir of clarity. The simplest and most profound way to take Tulsi is as a tea. Monks often brew it fresh, plucking leaves straight from the plant to preserve their vital energy. Traditional recipe: steep 5 to 7 fresh leaves, or 1 teaspoon dried, in hot water for 5 minutes. Add a slice of ginger for warmth or honey for sweetness. When to drink: monks consume it upon waking to cleanse the body, before meditation to sharpen focus, or in the evening to unwind. 2. Tulsi in meditation and spiritual practice. Tulsi is considered a sattvic herb, meaning it promotes purity, harmony, and elevated consciousness. Some monks place a Tulsi leaf on their tongue during meditation to deepen their practice. Others burn dried Tulsi as incense, believing its smoke carries prayers upward and dispels negativity. 3. Tulsi honey, a longevity tonic. In some traditions, fresh Tulsi leaves are layered in raw honey and left to infuse for weeks. This medicinal honey is taken daily to boost immunity, soothe sore throats, and enhance vitality. 4. Tulsi-infused water for purification. A jug of water with a few Tulsi leaves left overnight is believed to absorb the herb's essence. Monks drink this first thing in the morning to flush toxins and set a balanced tone for the day. Tulsi in modern life, how to make it a daily ritual. You don't need a monastery garden to benefit from Tulsi. Here's how to weave it into your routine. Start with tea. Replace your morning coffee with Tulsi tea once or twice a week. Notice how it affects your focus and mood. Keep a Tulsi plant growing. Even tending to a Tulsi plant can be a meditative act. It purifies the air and serves as a living reminder of mindfulness. Tulsi tinctures or capsules. For those with busy schedules, high-quality Tulsi extracts offer concentrated benefits. Stress rescue. During high-pressure moments, sip Tulsi tea instead of reaching for sugary snacks or another cup of coffee. A deeper lesson from the Queen of Herbs. Tulsi's greatest teaching may be this: true resilience is not about fighting stress, but learning to move through it with grace. In a world that glorifies burnout, Tulsi offers another way, a path of balance where healing is woven into daily rituals. As the monks say, a mind nourished by Tulsi does not easily shake. Whether you seek physical healing, mental calm, or spiritual grounding, this sacred herb stands ready to guide you, one fragrant leaf at a time. Herb 3. Ginseng, the energy restorer. Imagine an herb so potent that warriors, scholars, and monks have sought it for thousands of years, not just for its healing properties, but for its ability to awaken the very essence of vitality. Ginseng, particularly Asian ginseng, Panax ginseng, is no ordinary root. In the quiet monasteries of Korea, China, and the Himalayas, it has been treasured as a sacred gift from the earth, a natural restorer of energy, clarity, and life force. Buddhist monks who spend hours in deep meditation and physical labor rely on ginseng to replenish their reserves, sharpen their minds, and sustain their endurance. Not through artificial stimulation, but through a profound harmonizing of body and spirit. The legend of ginseng, root of immortality. Ginseng's history is steeped in myth and reverence. Ancient texts describe it as the king of herbs, a plant so powerful that its roots were said to resemble the human form, a sign of its deep connection to our vitality. In traditional Chinese medicine, ginseng is classified as a qi tonic, meaning it strengthens the body's life force, the invisible energy that animates all living things. Buddhist healers adopted this wisdom, using ginseng to help monks maintain their stamina during long retreats and periods of intense study. The name Panax comes from the Greek word for all healing, and for good reason. Unlike stimulants like caffeine, which provide a quick burst of energy followed by a crash, ginseng works adaptively. It doesn't force the body into overdrive. Instead, it restores balance, helping us meet demands without depletion. The science of ginseng, how it revitalizes body and mind. Modern research has begun to unravel why ginseng has been so cherished across millennia. Its active compounds, ginsenosides, interact with our endocrine, nervous, and immune systems in remarkable ways. Energy and stamina. Ginseng enhances mitochondrial function, the powerhouses of our cells, helping the body produce energy more efficiently. Athletes and monks alike use it to combat fatigue and improve endurance. Mental clarity. Studies show ginseng boosts acetylcholine activity, a neurotransmitter critical for memory and focus. Monks preparing for long meditation sessions often take ginseng to sustain deep concentration. Adrenal support. Chronic stress exhausts the adrenal glands, leading to burnout. Ginseng helps regulate cortisol, allowing the body to recover resilience. Immune modulation. Unlike herbs that simply stimulate immunity, ginseng balances it, strengthening defenses when weak and calming overactivity when excessive. Longevity. Ginseng's antioxidant properties protect cells from oxidative damage, one of the key drivers of aging. Types of ginseng, choosing the right one for you. Not all ginseng is created equal. Buddhist healers carefully select varieties based on their unique properties. One Asian ginseng, Panax ginseng, the most revered for its warming, invigorating effects, ideal for fatigue, cold limbs, and mental fog, best taken in the morning. 2. American ginseng, Panax quinquefolius, cooling and gentler, suited for heat conditions, stress, and recovery from illness, often used in the afternoon. 3. Siberian ginseng, Eleutherococcus senticosus, technically not a true ginseng, but a potent adaptogen, excellent for endurance and immune support. Monks often combine this with other herbs like licorice or ginger to tailor the effects to individual needs. How Buddhist monks prepare ginseng, ancient tonics for modern vitality. In monastic traditions, ginseng is never taken hastily. Its preparation is a ritual ensuring maximum potency and absorption. 1 ginseng tea, the classic revitalizer. Recipe: simmer 3 to 5 thin slices of dried ginseng root in water for 20 minutes. Add honey or jujube dates for sweetness. Purpose: monks drink this before meditation or physically demanding tasks to sustain energy without jitters. 2. Ginseng honey fermentation, a longevity elixir. Method: whole ginseng roots are submerged in raw honey and left to infuse for 100 days. The honey draws out the root's bioactive compounds. Use: a teaspoon daily strengthens immunity and builds gradual vitality. 3. Ginseng and chicken soup, recovery tonic. Tradition: reserved for times of exhaustion or convalescence, this nourishing soup combines ginseng, goji berries, and astragalus. Wisdom: when the body is weak, the spirit cannot rise. This soup is seen as foundational for deep recovery. 4. Chewing fresh ginseng for immediate clarity. Practice: some monks chew a sliver of fresh ginseng root before long study sessions. The bitter taste is considered a wake-up call for the mind. Integrating ginseng into modern life, a balanced approach. Ginseng is powerful, and its misuse can lead to overstimulation. Here's how to use it wisely. Cycle it. Take for 2 to 3 weeks, then pause for a week to prevent tolerance. Morning ritual: use Asian ginseng in the AM, American ginseng in the PM if needed. Listen to your body. Signs you're overdoing it: nosebleeds, irritability, insomnia, or palpitations. Pair with meditation. Try ginseng tea before sitting. Notice if it deepens your focus. The deeper lesson of ginseng. In a world obsessed with quick fixes, ginseng teaches us that true energy comes from nourishment, not force. It doesn't mask fatigue, it addresses its roots. As the monks say, a candle burns brightest when its wax is replenished. Whether you're recovering from stress, seeking mental sharpness, or simply wishing to age gracefully, ginseng stands as a timeless ally, a bridge between Earth's wisdom and our modern thirst for vitality. Herb 4. Gotu Kola, the brain revitalizer. High in the mist-veiled monasteries of the Himalayas, where silence stretches for miles and monks spend lifetimes in contemplation, grows a humble herb with round, fan-shaped leaves. It's easy to overlook, delicate, almost fragile in appearance, but within those green veins lies one of nature's most powerful gifts for the mind. Gotu Kola, Centella asiatica. Often called the herb of enlightenment, Gotu Kola has been revered for thousands of years by sages, monks, and healers across Asia. It was said that Buddhist practitioners consumed it to sustain deep meditative focus, awaken mental clarity, and extend vitality well into old age. Far from being legend alone, these traditional insights are now backed by modern science, which reveals that Gotu Kola is not just a calming tonic, but a true neurological healer. Today, we'll follow the journey of this extraordinary plant, From its sacred roots in palm leaf manuscripts and temple gardens to the cutting-edge research labs exploring its effects on the human brain. We'll uncover how it enhances memory, reduces anxiety, repairs damaged neurons, and nourishes the very tissues that support cognition and consciousness. Most importantly, we'll explore how you can bring Gotu Kola into your daily rhythm through teas, tinctures, and time-honored preparations to elevate clarity, calm, and cognitive vitality. The legend of the Enlightenment herb. For over 3,000 years, Gotu Kola has held a sacred place in the healing traditions of the East. In Sri Lanka, it is said that elephants, symbols of memory and wisdom, instinctively seek out this plant in the wild, consuming it regularly to maintain their mental sharpness. In ancient Ayurvedic texts, it's known as Brahmi, a name also shared with Bacopa monnieri. While Bacopa is slow and deeply nourishing, Gotu Kola works with a swifter, more uplifting energy, bringing a lightness to the mind that makes it ideal for meditation and mental renewal. In traditional Chinese medicine, it's classified as a Shen tonic used to calm the spirit, stabilize emotions, and awaken a brighter, more peaceful state of awareness. Across the jungles and mountains of Southeast Asia, traditional healers still reach for Gotu Kola to treat everything from fatigue and wound healing to emotional overwhelm and mental fog. Its wisdom is passed down not through textbooks, but through generations of observation and trust in the Earth's healing intelligence. Modern science meets ancient wisdom. So, what makes Gotu Kola so remarkable? Modern research has identified powerful compounds in the plant, triterpenoids such as asiaticoside and madecassoside that stimulate cerebral circulation, increasing the brain's access to oxygen and nutrients. This isn't just about a temporary cognitive boost. These compounds appear to support the actual repair and regeneration of brain cells. Studies show that Gotu Kola can improve memory and cognitive performance in elderly adults, reduce levels of cortisol, the body's primary stress hormone, enhance mood and mental clarity in individuals with anxiety or brain fog, accelerate nerve regeneration, showing promise for those recovering from brain injuries or peripheral neuropathy. One clinical trial revealed that seniors taking Gotu Kola extract showed significant improvements in memory, mood, and alertness. In another, individuals with high stress levels experienced a marked reduction in anxiety and better sleep quality, all without the sedating effects of pharmaceuticals. This is the brilliance of Gotu Kola. It doesn't sedate the mind, it stabilizes and strengthens it. It clears the fog, sharpens the senses, and helps you reconnect with your own mental rhythm. Bringing Gotu Kola into your life. You don't need to live in a Himalayan monastery to experience the benefits of this herb. Gotu Kola can be easily integrated into daily life. Herbal teas. Steep dried leaves in hot water for a calming, focus-enhancing brew. Tinctures. A few drops under the tongue or in water offers a quick, concentrated dose. Traditional tonics combine with herbs like ashwagandha or holy basil for a synergistic brain and body formula. Topical use. In Ayurvedic skincare, Gotu Kola is used to support circulation and skin healing. Whether you're looking to boost your focus, ease anxiety, support brain health, or simply feel more mentally grounded, Gotu Kola offers a time-tested, scientifically validated path forward. This is not a miracle pill, it's a gentle companion, a plant that whispers rather than shouts, a green ally for those who seek not just to function, but to flourish, body, mind, and spirit alike. Gotu Kola in traditional healing systems. Across Asia's healing lineages, Gotu Kola has been treated not just as a brain tonic, but as a sacred herb for cultivating ojas, the subtle essence of life itself. In Ayurveda, ojas is the root of resilience, mental clarity, and immunity. When it's strong, The body glows with vitality, and the mind rests in peace. Gotu Kola is prescribed to replenish this essence, often blended with ghee or raw honey, to enhance its absorption deep into the tissues. For deeper rejuvenation, it's paired with ashwagandha, uniting the mind-clarifying qualities of Gotu Kola with the grounding, strength-building power of the root. In traditional Chinese medicine, TCM, Gotu Kola is used to clear damp heat, a pattern associated with sluggishness, brain fog, and emotional stagnation. At the same time, it calms internal wind, a term for erratic mental or emotional states like anxiety, insomnia, or overthinking. TCM recognizes what the monks knew intuitively, that harmony in the body breeds serenity in the mind. In Sri Lanka's indigenous medicine, Gotu Kola is cherished as a herb of longevity. Fresh leaves are chewed, infused into teas, or added to meals to promote clarity and endurance. This living tradition continues today, an everyday ritual for those who remember that health is both sacred and simple. How to use Gotu Kola today. Want to experience Gotu Kola's benefits for yourself? You don't need a monastery kitchen or a medical degree, just a few simple preparations and a touch of intention. Simple tea. Steep 1 teaspoon of dried Gotu Kola leaves in hot water for 10 to 15 minutes. Sip slowly. It gently uplifts focus and calms without sedation. Tinctures. A few drops under the tongue or in water provide a more concentrated dose, ideal for easing stress during the day or supporting mental clarity before meditation. Traditional formulas. Try Brahmi ghee, a luxurious Ayurvedic preparation where Gotu Kola and other brain-nourishing herbs are infused into clarified butter. Or blend powdered Gotu Kola into smoothies with coconut oil to enhance absorption of its fat-soluble compounds. A word of wisdom. Like all truly powerful herbs, Gotu Kola doesn't force results, it invites transformation. Its effects are subtle, steady, and cumulative. Begin small, trust the process. With regular use over days and weeks, you may notice your thoughts flowing more freely. Focus becomes easier. The background noise of distraction quiets. In a world that pulls your attention in 1,000 directions, Gotu Kola offers a rare gift: stillness, the return to a clear, grounded awareness. Perhaps those monks knew the greatest secret of all, that enlightenment doesn't begin in the sky. It begins with a single leaf. Herb 5. Reishi mushroom, the immortality herb. The legend of the mushroom of immortality. Deep in the ancient forests of China, where mist clings to tree trunks and silence is sacred, grows a mushroom so revered it was once thought to appear only to the most awakened souls. This is reishi, known as lingji in Chinese, meaning spiritual plant or divine fungus. It is not merely a medicine, it is a symbol, a legend, a bridge between the human and the divine. Reishi's story reaches back more than 2 millennia. In the Shen Nong Ben Cao Jing, China's oldest known pharmacopoeia, circa 200 BCE, it is listed as a superior herb, one that nourishes all systems, promotes longevity, and brings the body into deep harmony. Unlike ordinary remedies that chase symptoms, reishi was said to balance the whole being, body, mind, and spirit alike. Taoist hermits once ventured into remote mountain caves, guided by dreams and intuition, seeking reishi as a key to Xian, a state of spiritual immortality. Not endless physical life, but something far deeper, complete, inner balance. Japanese samurai drank reishi tea before battle, not for brute force, but for unshakable presence. Korean royalty rested on pillows filled with dried reishi, believing it opened the gateway to prophetic dreams. Even today, in secluded temples and forest retreats, monks prepare reishi with reverence, slow simmered for days to unlock its deepest healing potential. This is not just a mushroom, it is a spiritual companion, a quiet teacher of resilience, a fungus that carries the ancient memory of the forest, and a wisdom that transcends time. Science unlocks the secrets of longevity. Today, modern science is beginning to validate what ancient healers understood intuitively. Reishi is no ordinary mushroom. It is a master tonic, a systemic harmonizer, a key to longevity coded by nature herself. At the heart of Reishi's power are its triterpenes, bitter, adaptogenic compounds that act as stress modulators at the deepest physiological level. These molecules help regulate cortisol, our primary stress hormone, bringing the body back into balance after emotional or physical strain. They also soothe inflammation, support healthy blood flow, and protect the cardiovascular system by reducing arterial stiffness, a key marker of aging. Then there are Reishi's polysaccharides, particularly its beta-glucans, long-chain sugars that communicate directly with the immune system. Unlike synthetic drugs that override the body's responses, Reishi's compounds teach immune cells how to act with wisdom, sharpening their ability to recognize threats while preventing the kind of overreaction that fuels autoimmune disorders. In scientific studies, Reishi has been shown to increase the activity of natural killer cells, the immune system's elite soldiers, against viruses and tumors, reduce neuroinflammation and oxidative stress in the brain, modulate the immune response in those with chronic fatigue, allergies, or inflammatory conditions, potentially activate telomerase, the enzyme that protects DNA from age-related decay. In one remarkable experiment, Reishi extract reduced oxidative stress in the brain by nearly 50%, a finding that suggests not only neuroprotection, but a biochemical explanation for the mushroom's traditional association with mental clarity, longevity, and spiritual elevation. What the ancients experienced through centuries of observation, science is now beginning to measure in double-blind trials. Reishi doesn't just treat disease, it builds resilience. Reishi in ancient healing traditions. In the classical healing systems of East Asia, Reishi was never viewed as a quick remedy. It was understood as a spiritual ally. In traditional Chinese medicine, TCM, it's considered a Shen stabilizer, a herb that anchors the spirit when the mind is agitated by fear, sorrow, or insomnia. Its energetic quality is neutral, neither heating nor cooling, which makes it accessible to nearly every constitution. Unlike stimulants that hype the nervous system or sedatives that dull awareness, Reishi's magic lies in its subtlety. It restores harmony, gently rebalancing the body and mind over time. It nourishes while detoxifying, grounds while uplifting. Classical texts describe its taste as sweet with a lingering bitterness, a flavor signature often reserved for herbs that nourish deeply while purifying gently. Traditionally, Reishi was prepared with patience and reverence. Monks would simmer thin slices for 6 hours or more, often alongside tonic herbs like astragalus or ginseng, to create a decoction that fortified not just the body, but the spirit. In Japan, samurai and farmers alike consumed reishi soba, noodles infused with powdered reishi to sustain strength during long marches and physical toil. In Korea, herbalists fermented reishi into yoongi wine, intuitively enhancing its bioavailability, a technique strikingly similar to today's dual extraction methods. Even the act of harvesting was sacred. The most prized reishi mushrooms were said to grow on ancient plum trees, their roots woven into the soul of the earth. To harvest them was not simply to gather medicine, but to engage in a ritual, an acknowledgement that healing is not extraction, but relationship. To take reishi, then, is not merely to consume a supplement. It is to enter a lineage, a living tradition that understood health not as a product, but as a process, a slow unfurling of vitality, a remembering of what it means to be in rhythm with life itself. How to harness reishi today. Bringing Reishi into modern life doesn't require elaborate rituals, just an understanding of how to unlock its gifts. For those seeking convenience, dual extraction tinctures are ideal. Alcohol pulls out the triterpenes responsible for stress modulation and anti-inflammatory effects, while hot water extracts the immune-supporting polysaccharides. A few drops under the tongue can offer near-instant calm during stressful moments. For a more traditional approach, decoctions are the way to go. Simmer sliced reishi or high-quality powder with cinnamon, goji berries, or astragalus for a deeply nourishing brew. The longer it cooks, the more medicinal compounds are released. Some herbalists recommend overnight simmering for maximum potency. For subtle daily integration, powdered reishi blends seamlessly into coffee, matcha, or even soups. Pairing it with a pinch of black pepper enhances absorption, thanks to piperine's ability to amplify bioavailability. For the modern alchemist, spagyric elixirs represent the pinnacle of holistic extraction. These involve fermenting reishi, then reclaiming its mineral-rich ashes to create a truly full-spectrum remedy. For those who value ritual, simply preparing reishi with intention, brewing it slowly, sipping it mindfully, can transform it from a supplement into a sacred practice, a deeper invitation. Reishi does not shout, it whispers. Its effects are rarely felt in a single dose, but reveal themselves over weeks and months. A gradual return to equilibrium. You might notice sleep deepening, as if your nervous system remembers how to rest. Stress may feel lighter, not because circumstances have changed, but because your capacity to meet them has grown. Over time, there's a quiet confidence, a sense that your body knows how to heal. Taoist masters spoke of reishi as a nourisher of the invisible, the subtle energies that modern science might call immune resilience, cellular repair, or neuroplasticity. Perhaps its greatest lesson is that true wellness is not about dramatic interventions, but about consistent, gentle support, a return to the rhythms of nature. In a world obsessed with quick fixes, reishi reminds us that some things cannot be rushed. It does not promise immortality, but something far more precious, a life lived in balance with clarity, vitality, and a quiet connection to the wisdom of the earth. How to incorporate these herbs into modern life? Start small. The art of gentle integration. If you're standing at the threshold of herbalism, gazing at what seems like an overwhelming apothecary of possibilities, take a deep breath. Remember, these sacred plants have nourished humanity for millennia, long before the advent of modern medicine or complicated protocols. The wisest approach is always the simplest. Begin with one herb that calls to your most immediate need. Is it the grounding embrace of ashwagandha for your frazzled nerves, the mental clarity of Gotu Kola for your foggy afternoons, or perhaps reishi's velvet touch for restless nights? Choose just one and let your relationship with it unfold slowly. Start with a single preparation method, a tea perhaps, or a stir of powder into your morning ritual. For example, morning anchor. Blend 1/4 teaspoon of rhodiola powder into your oatmeal or smoothie and observe how it lends a steady, unobtrusive energy. No jitters, just quiet endurance. Evening sanctuary. Brew holy basil leaves into tea 30 minutes before bed. Inhale its spicy, sweet aroma as you let go of the day's tensions. This is not about instant transformation. These herbs speak in whispers, not shouts. Their magic works in conversation with your body, not domination. Over weeks, you might notice subtle shifts. A deeper breath here, a quieter mind there. Trust the slowness. Mastering the methods from teas to tinctures. Each herb speaks its own language, and how you prepare it can alter its voice. Think of these methods as different dialects of healing, each one unlocking unique qualities in the plants. Here's how to engage with each herb's true essence. 1. Teas and decoctions. Teas and decoctions are perfect for herbs like holy basil, reishi, and Gotu Kola. Water is a gentle coaxing force, drawing out specific compounds, such as the immune-boosting polysaccharides in reishi, while also creating space for mindful pauses. Pro tip for reishi: to unlock its full potential, simmer thin slices with a cinnamon stick for 2 or more hours. The prolonged decoction transforms reishi's bitterness into a deep, fortifying brew. The act of waiting becomes part of the remedy, allowing you to slow down and connect with the process. 2. Tinctures. Tinctures are ideal for ashwagandha and rhodiola, whose stress-modulating roots release their triterpenes into alcohol. This method pulls out potent compounds quickly, offering support in chaotic moments. Because tinctures bypass digestion, they are absorbed rapidly into your bloodstream. Dose. Start with 15 drops under the tongue. Let it linger for a moment to absorb through your mucous membranes. It's a quick, efficient way to calm the mind and restore balance. 3. Powders. Ashwagandha's earthy warmth blends beautifully into golden milk or soups, making it perfect in powdered form. A simple whisk of 1/2 teaspoon into warm almond milk with honey can soothe the body and mind. You can also fold it into energy balls made with dates and cacao for a nourishing treat. The kitchen becomes your apothecary, where creativity and wellness intersect. Capsules. Capsules are a go-to for those who crave simplicity or dislike strong herbal flavors. However, choose capsules with full-spectrum extracts, as herbs are complex ecosystems. Isolating a single compound often strips away their synergistic benefits. 5. Medicated oils and ghee. Gotu Kola and ashwagandha shine in medicated oils or ghee. Infuse Gotu Kola into coconut oil for scalp massages, a practice said to nourish the mind, or use ashwagandha ghee to rub on achy joints at night, allowing the herbs to work while you sleep. Synergy, the art of intelligent blending. Ancient healers rarely used herbs in isolation. Instead, they crafted synergistic blends where plants amplified each other's virtues, like a well-tuned choir. Here are a few powerful combinations to consider. Stress resilience. Trio. O ashwagandha grounds the nervous system. O holy basil eases cortisol spikes. O reishi offers deep restoration. Together, they cradle you through life's storms, promoting balance and calm. Focus duo. O Gotu Kola enhances cerebral circulation. O rhodiola sharpens mental stamina. This combo is ideal before deep work or study, improving clarity and focus. Nighttime sanctuary. O reishi quiets the mind. O ashwagandha promotes restorative sleep. Simmer together into a moonlit tea with a pinch of nutmeg. Drink it as a calming ritual to prepare for peaceful rest. Golden rule: start slow, observe, carefully introduce one herb at a time. This allows you to observe how it interacts with your body before adding another. Spend a week with each herb, tuning into its subtle effects, and take note of how it enhances or challenges your well-being. This careful observation leads to the most powerful and personalized healing practices. Sourcing matters. Honoring the chain of life. An herb's journey from soil to shelf profoundly shapes its potency. Here's how to ensure you're getting the best. Seek organic or wild-crafted herbs, especially when it comes to mushrooms like reishi, which are highly susceptible to environmental toxins. Wild-harvested rhodiola from the Altai Mountains often outshines farmed versions due to the rich, pristine environment it grows in. Third-party testing. Always ask for certificates of analysis, COAs, for heavy metals, molds, and pesticides. A reputable brand will share this information freely. Ethical harvesting. Support brands that honor the plant's life cycle. For example, leaving rhodiola roots intact to regenerate or harvesting reishi only after its spores have scattered ensures sustainability, safety, and the wisdom of the body. Even gentle herbs require respect. They work best when integrated thoughtfully and mindfully into your routine. Cycling. Adaptogens like rhodiola work most effectively when used for 6 to 8 weeks, followed by a 1 to 2 week break. This prevents your receptors from growing numb to their effects, keeping your body responsive. Contraindications. Be cautious with ashwagandha if you have hypothyroidism, and consult with a healthcare professional if you're on anticoagulants before using reishi, as it has blood-thinning properties. Intuitive adjustments. Listen to your body. If rhodiola leaves you feeling wired or reishi makes you drowsy, adjust your intake. Your body's whispers will always guide you. Weaving herbs into the tapestry of your days. Imagine a day sculpted by these allies. These herbs can become an integral part of your daily rhythm. Dawn. Start your day with a cup of rhodiola tea with lemon, a grounding ritual to meet the day with clarity and steadiness. Midday. Add a pinch of Gotu Kola powder to your matcha, clearing mental fog and boosting focus during your afternoon. Dusk. Sip a reishi decoction as the day softens into twilight, allowing its gentle properties to calm your mind before sleep. Perfection isn't the goal here. What matters most is presence. Some days you might forget, or you might take a rushed capsule. But what's important is your intention to return again and again to the rhythm of care, grounded in small but meaningful actions. Conclusion: the quiet revolution. As we draw this journey to a close, I invite you to place a hand over your heart. Feel the steady pulse within you, the same rhythm that has echoed through centuries of healers, monks, and seekers, all of whom turned to nature's simple but profound gifts. This was never just about plants, it's about remembering. Remembering that true healing isn't a destination, it's a practice, one that invites us to return again and again to the earth, to our bodies, and to the quiet wisdom that thrives in slowness. Ashwagandha teaches us to root deeply in our own strength. Rhodiola reveals how resilience can be soft, subtle, and enduring. Holy basil reminds us that sacredness blooms in the most ordinary of moments. Gotu Kola proves that clarity is not a gift, but our birthright. And reishi, in its ancient, unhurried way, whispers that time itself is a kind of medicine. In a world that celebrates speed, these herbs offer a radical alternative, the art of gradual, steadfast renewal. They ask only for your curiosity, your patience, and your willingness to listen, not just to them, but to the quiet voice within that already knows how to heal. True wellness grows not in the glare of urgency, but in the soft, nurturing light of attention. Will you brew your first cup of reishi tea tonight? Will you savor the earthy depth of holy basil tomorrow morning? These small acts, these tiny revolutions against the disconnection of our times, hold immense power. If one of these herbs calls to you, perhaps Gotu Kola's promise of mental clarity or ashwagandha's embrace of deep calm, let that be your starting point. Begin there with a single herb, a single ritual. Share your journey in the comments below. Your insights may light the way for others. And if this video resonated with you, consider passing it forward. Because wisdom, like these plants, flourishes when shared. May these herbs become more than just tools. May they evolve into companions on your path. May your mornings grow lighter, your nights more restful, and your days more vibrant with their gifts. And above all, may you remember, as the monks do, that healing is not a destination, but a way of walking through the world. With deep gratitude, I thank you for your presence here. Subscribe to our channel. Until next time, stay curious, stay kind, and trust in the medicine that surrounds you, always.